I can't stop thinking about that island, man. It calls to me.
Excuse me, hen. Do you want me to phone you a taxi?
Alright, I'm Detective Inspector Tam McGleish, and I'm here to talk to you about this wee tale. See, I've never been asked about Far Cry. The first game was a typical Crytek festival of indifference, a tech demo made precisely for the kind of specky wanks who get excited about fucking GPU clock speeds and hardware tessellation, and all that shite folk who are actually interested in playing games didn't give a stuff about. I mean, it was alright I suppose. Taken as a game it was kinda fun and colourful and a bit daft, but there was nothing gripping about it. And then they brought out Far Cry 2, which I was excited about because it had nothing to do with Crytek and it looked quite stoating. But it turned out to be this po-faced, arduous slog through a brune jungle in which the player was tasked with, among other dreary tasks, managing a fucking malaria infection. A fucking malaria infection, man, who thought that up? What arsehole at Ubisoft was like, do you know what would be great? Making the player have to deal with a debilitating disease. That's a bold new direction for escapism, eh? Fucking what? So when the third gen was announced, I was half expecting it to be about a guy with Parkinson's, stuck in the Sahara. 40 hours of gameplay of you desperately trying to get the cap off a bottle of water before a grand finale where you die of thirst. Turns out I couldn't have been more wrong. It's a cracking game. It's bright and colourful and fun. A massive open playground full of joyous nonsense to keep you occupied.
I am Dennis. Jason.
I mean, it's got a serious central theme about your character being a young Californian guy who's plunged into this brutal world where he has to kill or be killed, and he ends up getting good at it and enjoying it, and it's all about identity and sacrifice and look, I'm no good at analysis or that, right? I thought Inception was about danger wanking. So anyway, the game kicks off with you and your pals getting captured by these pirates, setting the scene for a die-hard on Fantasy Island scenario where, in order to rescue your nearest and dearest, you fire about causing havoc and doing errands for every idle prick on the island. Alright man, gonna go to the shop for this? We're out of shit tickets. Oh, cheers mate.
Got you an earpiece.
Thanks.
The setup's pretty standard here. There's a main storyline where all the set-piece missions are, and there's your distractions in between. Both sides of the coin are outstanding, and the thing I love about this game is that the side stuff all feels deliberate. Expertly designed not only to make it necessary to go off the beaten path, but to make you want to do it. There's none of your collect 9 rat tail shit here. It's all challenges and quad bike time trials and climbing up rickety towers. The last point's a particularly good example. You have to climb these things for to unlock the map so you can actually see what's what when you reach a new bit of the island. But the act of doing so is really fun because each tower is sort of like a wee 3D climbing puzzle. And it's quite exhilarating, you know. The further up you get, the more it shakes, the more the wind howls, the more spectacular the view becomes. And when you're done, you can zipline off it to the grun. Pure bite-sized gaming perfection that. A wee bit of peril for a wee bit of reward. The whole game's like that really, it's fed to you in bite-sized chunks for the most part. As well as the explicit objectives you can take on, there's also stuff like the pirate camps. These wee dens of iniquity are spread across the map, there's hundreds of them, and they act as a central hub for enemy activity in the area, so getting rid of them makes it easier for you to cut about. Now if you're a hard bastard you can just fire up and try to gun every cunt down, or you can sneak in and knife everyone, or you can adopt my approach, which is to find a nice high vantage point, pull out your silent sniper rifle and take them out, one by one. Watching them get more and more on edge as their pals drop like flies, hoping to fuck they didn't look up and spot you. Clearing these camps yields XP bonuses you can use for unlocking new skills and upgrades, and generally makes you feel like you're making a difference in this troubled paradise. It's just another daft wee thing put there to let you kill stuff really, but it's one of the best things about the game. As I said, the main story missions are big set pieces that help punctuate the endeavour. They're obviously a lot more scripted and tightly focused, but there's still a lot of emergent gameplay that creeps in there to keep you on your toes. Some are mental, like this scene, the infamous bit where you burn the drugs. Now, this brings me to the only major negative I can throw at this thing, and it's the soundtrack. Look, I'm not a prick, right? I'm fine with folk being into club step or fucking drum and bass or whatever, but this stuff makes me feel ill, man. A good score or soundtrack song choice is integral to your enjoyment of a good game in my book. And the best ones have wonderful hooks, catchy melodies that stick in your napper and even get you singing along, you know? I mean, think of your favourite gaming memories over the years. Whatever ones you have, I bet there's a good tune involved. I'm a help Scottish guy in a fantasy sim. Gonna chip every cunt in the land of Skyrim. Sonic the Hedgehog, he's a fucking hedgehog. Here, you, I don't like your bug, mate. No way, I think she is a cow, man. Suit my boys, you fat wee dick. But there's none of that in Far Cry 3, it's all this fucking wub shite. I'll say this for it, it's good for building tension when it needs to, but this... See this? I can only assume it's an attempt at humour that went horribly wrong. But I obviously got past it. I mean, I do find myself pining for what could have been. If only. Mind you, it's not a deal breaker, and for all I know you're into that shite and I'm just a daft old prick. But listen, if you've not tried Far Cry 3, get a bash, because it might surprise you with how no shite it is. Meanwhile, I've just found a wee sock, so I'm away to rattle myself daft into it. I'll catch yous later.